Hello guys, my name is Nuno from Meeples and Mysteries and welcome back to the channel. We're finally on to the good stuff. Sorry about this, I think I'm getting sick, so I might need to clean my nose from time to time. I'm really sorry about that. So, the exciting stuff. News, let's talk about news, new games, everything. I'll try to do this as much as I can. At least, I'm not just going to cover everything and try to be a completionist in terms of YouTube coverage. But at least I'll be covering the stuff that I like, that interests me, and talking about some important news. So first, we're going to talk about the last update to Dragons of Etchinstone. And I'm not sure if it was 6 or if it was 7, but this was a bit controversial for me, and without getting too much political. Okay, the last update I don't think it was this one. So basically, they had an update about the tariffs, and they were really cool. Where is it? Okay, I don't know where it is. Probably is one in the middle of one of these updates, so maybe I'll just leave something rolling. So basically, what did they do? They promised US backers that they would just take all the tolls for themselves. They are splitting the tolls between them and their partners in China that are producing the games, and nobody's going to pay anything. No customer is going to pay anything. So what do I think about that update? As a company, they are incredible. Like, board gaming really is an industry where love abounds. You know, there's a lot of bad stuff happening. There's creators that are not that good, there have been really bad stories, that's true. But the truth is, having a company just deciding to get all the costs down and sell a game without making much profit, like, that's unheard of in anywhere else. When, for example, there's a recession coming, prices are getting higher, what do companies do? They just get the prices higher before bad stuff even happens. They are already safeguarding themselves, making more money, like before COVID. Prices just went up before anything happened. If you watch the news and economic news, you know that companies, even before they actually had any bad effects, they were already making more money. They were making the product prices higher, and consumers were spending more. And they were already preparing beforehand for a time when things would be worse and they would sell less and they would get less money. And this doesn't make sense. Like, in my opinion, governments shouldn't allow this. People are what's important, not companies. Companies, if they need to get their prices higher, they should. But they should not do that beforehand, before they even know what's going to happen. Like, people and their families are more important than companies. So I'm not saying to give precedence to the families, I'm just saying to make it even. Not to make the companies, like, get more money before they even know if they are going to take a plunge or something, when companies just make too much money, most of them. So a company doing this is just awesome. Do I agree with it? Not totally. I think that US backers, and I'm really sorry for saying this, I think US backers should just pay a little bit of the tariffs. Even if it's something symbolic like $5, I think they should. I know that half of you, and I'm talking to the US backers, you did not vote for these tariffs, not do you deserve them. But the truth is, as a country, and the other half of you, and more than half of you, voted for this. And even with all that's happening, there's a lot of people that are defending these tariffs. And without getting political, without choosing sides, even though I am a little bit, and I'm sorry, I think that if a country takes a decision, it should have a bit of the consequences. I'm not saying that US backers should pay like 100 and something of what the tariffs are. That's just completely stupid. That's completely too much. That's what these tariffs are. They're really stupid. They're really hardcore. I don't know what to call them. But making backers just pay a little bit of that, I think it's important. It's important that you know, like, my country made this decision, and these are the consequences. If there's going to be good consequences from that, I'm sure you're going to feel them. And if there's bad consequences from that, you should feel them too, even if just a little bit. So maybe next time, someone that voted for these tariffs, or that likes these tariffs, can actually think for himself and say, okay, maybe I like these tariffs, maybe I think this is good, I want to give a bit more money to my government, or maybe not. Maybe I don't like that my industry is being killed, that I'm being paid, I have to pay more for stuff that I already bought, because that's not how a government should act. If a government is going to do tariffs, they should do tariffs that are common sense, and they should announce them. Like, we're going to do a tariff in X time, and that time should be enough for people that have pre-orders, for companies to prepare. And not something like, now, just going like a ton of tariffs right now. If you got a pre-order of 500, now you're going to pay 1,000. Like, that makes no sense. That destroys business. That destroys what people are doing. That makes no sense. And by the way, Stone Myers is suing Trump and trying to get Congress to do something about these tariffs so they don't kill our hobby in the USA and affect all of the world in our hobby. So that's something really cool. Kudos to Ship Theory Games for just taking the plunge themselves. I think backers should feel a bit of it. Maybe, as I said, maybe backers next time won't vote for these tariffs. Or maybe people that don't like these tariffs but didn't go and vote, maybe they will think, okay, I should go and vote for what I believe in, because if I don't, the consequences are actually bad. So that's it, that's what I wanted to say. It's already been too long on Dragons of Etchinstone and this update that I didn't even know where it is. So, moving on to Terrorscape 2. And where is Terrorscape 2? I have no idea. So basically, this is a campaign I'm really looking forward to. I want to back it. And why do I want to back it? Basically, this game has been highly reviewed, but for everyone it's already been out, the first edition. Everybody likes this game. There's basically a consensus now that if you want a light, medium horror experience that's really fun to do, you have two choices. You either have the solo game, which is Final Girl, or you have the multiplayer game, that is Terrorscape. And I like the team, I like horror movies, I love them. And I kind of want both games. I want to play it solo, I want to play it with my wife, maybe with a group later. So I'm just going to take the chance that Terrorscape 2 is as a campaign right now, and I'm going to probably back it. The project isn't out yet, they just have some information of what new stuff they're going to do, but considering the first game is already pretty good and people already love it, I'm just going to safe bet that I can just buy the most simple pledge of the Terrorscape 2. I'm sorry guys, I'm getting sick and I'm getting weird feelings in my nose. So basically, this seems like a good way to just get the game. It's not something I can get easily here in my country, or I don't know what the situation is with the retail version of the first game, but it's not something easy to get. And here on the campaign I can probably get it for cheaper. So that's what I'm probably going to do. I have no idea how this is going to be, price-wise and everything else, but when there's new updates, we'll talk about it. So moving on to another one. There's a game that everybody's really excited about, and that's Aidalon. Aidalon. And what do I have to say about this game? I mean, I like the art, I like the team. I'm not really someone who was into Netrunner. I mean, I never played Netrunner. I know it's a really, really beloved game. And it's actually a really weird game for someone that is out of the loop like me. Because even though people really love this game, like people consider this one of the best games that ever happened, the truth is that this game, and I'm talking about Netrunner, was never that famous, was never that good for the public in general. It's a game that went kind of forgotten, didn't do that much money and went away. Does that mean it's bad? No. Sometimes the really good stuff is not the stuff that people are really playing a lot. So I don't know. I'm kind of... I was interested in this when I understood that this was just a deck of cards and that people love it so much. I thought, okay, this is going to be a cheap game for something that if I like, I'm really going to like it and maybe I should get it. But then what happens is that it's a bit... Maybe it's warranted, but this game is just a bit expensive. You know, you're spending 80 euros on a deck builder with some components. I don't know. It seems a lot. It seems a lot. And then if you It also doesn't seem like a game you can take everywhere. For a game that's just supposed to be cards and a few components, it's a bit big, doesn't seem that good to travel. And then if you really want to spend to get like the, how do you say, if you want to get this, the mat, if you want to get the mat, sorry guys, then it just becomes super expensive. And you know, it seems weird to me that you're, even the choices you have here, where you're just getting one mat for one player and the other doesn't have the mat, or mat for everybody, I don't know. I think this looks too expensive for what it is. And I have no idea what it actually is, so maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like too much, so I'm not going to back it for now. Because I'm basically, you know, deciding what I'm going to back next month. So, moving on. This War of Mine. We're going to see this War of Mine, and it's here. So I'm really conflicted about this game. I kind of want it. People who love this game just really love it. The theme really interests me. It seems like a really unusual game, like a really solid, I won't say solid, but a really unique solo experience, a really worth to take solo experience. I love the theme, I love the heart. I don't know if I'm going to back it. I want to. The problem with this game is that it seems really heavy, really, maybe it's hard to play, and it's really impressive that people still love it this much, so I'm considering getting it. If I do get it, I don't know how the campaign for this game is going to be, but I will just be expecting to get just the core basic game. I'm sure I'm not going to need anything else, and I'm really hoping that as a second edition, all the things that people complain about the first game, that it's really hard to table, that it's really complex to do stuff, you know, all that part that makes the game hard to play, I think they streamline it the best they can, they make the rulebook better, whatever they need for this to just become a better experience of the same game, because I really want to try it, and that's what I want to see from this campaign. So, new campaign, Jurassic Crisis. So I don't see anybody talking about this. I don't think this campaign looks that good. I don't think it looks that good, but come on, it's dinosaurs. It's dinosaurs. And it's not Jurassic Park in the sense that you're building a Jurassic Park. You're actually on an island with dinosaurs and you have to survive. Like, that's a theme that really interests me. The problem for me is that for such a thematic game, this game doesn't look like that good for me. Maybe this is just my personal opinion, but it doesn't look that good to me. It looks kind of old. The fact that I don't know, I just see some tokens moving around. I think for such a thematic game, for a campaign, some people will see this as a good thing. This change places, no. Some people will think this is a good thing, that the game shouldn't just be extra deluxe fight for no reason. What's important is the gameplay. But I would say that for a game that tries to be this thematic, having just a bit of deluxe stuff, it can be just small miniatures, can be something, doesn't need to be expensive. The reason most miniature games are expensive is not because they have miniatures, it's because they have way too many miniatures. Like, this is a game that if it's a good game, yeah, you can deluxify it, you can make it get $100 and something and then just have a thematic experience with miniatures, with terrain packs, with whatever you need to, without making it too much of everything, without making the game super expensive. So I don't know. They really haven't showed much from the game, even though there's some good signs, like they already have part of the mechanisms, they are already sharing some stuff, and what they are sharing from how the game is played, it looks good. Maybe I can go into a bit more detail in the future and just do a video about this. But again, I don't know, I just think at this point I would have wanted the game to look a bit better. But everything looks cool. It doesn't look too complicated for the mechanisms they are showing. It seems like an immersive game. At this point, I just wish the art and everything was a bit better, but in truth, they haven't really shown much, so I'm keeping my hopes high for this game. And what can I say from these games is, for me, this is no... All the games that we talked before, they kind of have proven themselves before. But this one, has this game proven itself before, so let's take a small look and do a small analysis. So I'm going to leave this and I'm going where? I'm going to... So I'm just going to BGT and we're going to take a look. We're just going to some good old investigation and try to responsibly see what this game is about. And this is weird, okay. So, this game, there's no credits yet, and it's self-published, so yeah, that doesn't look good. I was expecting to get a bit of insight into the designer and into the company, but it seems there's none of it here, so it's really hard for me to recommend a game that we know nothing about, that it's always easy to recommend a game you already know it's going to be good. And how do you know a game that is not out is going to be good? You look into the designer, you look into what they have done. Is it good? Is it the same type of mechanisms? Is he experienced with this? Is like he's getting better? And you do the same with the company that's supporting the designer. But here I can't do any of it. I get no information at all. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to know who's actually making this game and analyzing if it will be a good buy, because I like the team. But for now, this just seems really, I don't want to back a game from a first-time publisher and from a first-time designer. It might be an awesome game, but if you consider the landscape of games, there's a small chance of that. So I don't want to take my chances. And again, guys, sorry, I'm sick. I'm really getting sick. So now something that I really love, and that's Berserk. So Berserk is getting a game, and I love Berserk. If that was not apparent already, I love Berserk. I spent a ton of money buying all the deluxe edition books when I already read almost all of the manga when I was a child, just going on the internet and getting fan translations with super bad quality. And now as an adult I finally can read it with quality and I'm loving it. It's really sad that the author passed away and that it's the final part of the story, even though everything is planned, it's not going to be the same thing. It's not the author actually doing the final touches and writing it, so that's really sad. And I'm actually, surprised that there wasn't a game for this before. And what can I say about this game? I don't think this image looks super cool. Considering how the heart of Berserk looks so awesome, I don't think this right here looks that good. There's not much about the game now. They just had some votings about these dice, and I really don't get these pips. I can't really take them from anything in the manga. The slashes are cool, although they are not super visible, I think. So there's not much to say about this game. What you can do is we can check its credits from Monolith board games, and we can also check the designer. And actually, this is not their first game. They have done some interesting stuff. They've done games that people like Conan. Also, there's a ton of interest in Champions of Rokugan. So let's go into Board Game Geek and look up Berserk. Okay, there's games about Berserk. I was just being dumb. Where is the new one? It's not here. Monolith. Let's just search for Monolith games. Monolith. That's not how you write their names. So Monolith. So. And we're basically going to take a look into Conan, I think, because Conan kind of seems like So Monolith board games, what have they done? Let's do this right. Let's get these games and let's rank them. So they have some good games, although they have some good games. They are normally thematic games. And when you look at this, 8.3, 400 rank, 700, 1000, claustrophobia, these are all really good credits. These games seem really good. The people that love these games really love them. They have good ratings. They are They have good places in the rank. This looks really good for the Berserk game. Maybe it's not going to be the best game in the world, but it's going to be a solid game, and I'm sure that people who love the team will probably love the game. So this is looking good. Now, what I want to also see is the designer, and who is the designer of this game. I remember checking it before, so I'm not sure I can check it now. Can I see who the designer is? No, I don't think I can see who the designer is. That's always weird. But I remember something. I don't know. This game, when I was taking a look, this game really looks a bit like it will be like a version of Conan or a version of Batman Gotham City Chronicles. So when I looked at the reviews of these games have some small problems, but they are overall good. And what I'm hoping with Berserk is that if they are just going to use these systems and implement them for Berserk, that one, they make it highly thematic, they make good use of the art. There's no excuse for making an ugly Berserk game when it's got one of the best arts ever in the manga world. And I hope they use these systems and they get them better. If these games are good, I want them to just make better. I want them to take ideas from other dungeon crawlers. I'm guessing the game will be a dungeon crawler with a scenario-based dungeon crawler. I hope they get enough content for it to be good without making it too much. Just make good scenarios that are replayable instead of just making a €1,000 campaign with a lot of extra scenarios that you don't have space for. That's what I'm hoping. I'm excited about this game. The company actually has some credit, so this has a potential to be a really cool game for lovers of Berserk. And I think I'm going to stop for now and leave other updates for the future. It has already been a long one. And that's it, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Let me know what you think of these games. As always, like, comment, subscribe, fight me in the comments. See you on the next one.